probably dealing with one of my ex-girlfriends.
Well, hopefully it was good and not bad.
Good, no, good. I wanted to keep going.
I'm Russ Milheim from The Direct. Congratulations on the movie.
Thank you.
My first question is a fun one. You know, whether it be growing up or even just to this day, do you recall any of your favorite dreams that you would wake up from and just kind of be so disappointed that that reality stopped existing?
Oh, man. No. I know, I'm so aware of that feeling, but I can't think of the dream. It's probably dealing with one of my ex-girlfriends.
Well, hopefully it was good and not bad.
Good, no, good. I wanted to keep going.
Well, the movie is centered on the idea of, you know, chasing not only literal dreams, but also simply fighting for that reality you want to exist and see realized. Can you talk about how the film explores that in a unique way?
Well, I can speak to that just from, real life. And it starts with, vision, and then you have to have belief, and you have to have a level of
When you were laying the VO, were you moving your hand around?
naivete.
Yeah.
Like to go for it, you gotta be vulnerable, you know what I mean? And you have to claim your power in it.
Last question for you that I just want to ask. Recently, you made a fun announcement that you were done with comedy, and it made waves. I'm just curious. What was your reaction? Like, just seeing all those reactions, what did you think about how people were taking that?
It was humbling that people even took a second look. It was unbelievable. Yeah, it really was special.
My first question for you is just whether growing up, or just to this day, do you recall any of your favorite dreams that you would wake up from and just be so disappointed that that reality stopped existing?
I'm gonna be so honest, I can't say that I have. I feel like all of my dreams are like anxiety dreams, where it's just like things that are happening in real life that I'm stressed about, and I'm like usually like, I should take a look at that. I should calm down and realize maybe this isn't so serious. Yeah, very Stevie.
I can't remember any in particular, but I know I have had a lot of dreams where I wake up and I'm bummed. Like I get something in the dream and I wake up and I'm bummed that I don't have that in real life. But it would be really cool if my dreams were anything like the ones in this movie, because they're very silly and like adventurous.
Now, this movie is all about dreams, but it's also, it's about chasing your dreams and trying to do what you can to make the reality what you want it to be. Realize your perfect world. How do you feel this movie explores that and like realizing your own dreams in a unique way compared to other films?
I think part of it is that sometimes you can't realize all of your dreams. Not everything can be perfect, and that's okay. There's that's kind of what Stevie learns. Is like she's a bit of a perfectionist, and she learns that like not everything is always going to be perfect, but that's okay because you can always lean on your family and learn to support each other. Yeah.
Jolie said it perfectly. Like this movie can really teach you that things don't always work out how you think they should, and that's okay. Like there's not always a clear path of how to resolve something.
Well, thank you guys both, and congratulations. Thank you so much. This movie's obviously about dreams, but it's about
You wake up and
achieving your goals and creating a reality that you want to see and you want to exist in. Can you talk about how the movie does explore that and those topics in a unique way?
Yeah, you want me to hold this or? I think that's very much the journey that Stevie and Elliot go on. They go to find the Sandman so he can make their dreams come true. And this movie, I made it because a lot of the films that I grew up on, they sort of told me, I think falsely, that if you work hard enough, you want something badly enough, you can make your dreams come true. And I think sometimes that's true, right? But most of the time in life, it's not true. Like this is not most of my life. This is like one day out of my 40 years. And so, you got to live life when it's not always a dream come true. And how do you do that? How do you navigate sort of an imperfect world and an imperfect life and messiness of life? And that's really what I try to do with this film.
When it comes to dreams, right? Can you think of any dreams you've had in the past that you had that and you were just so happy and it was awesome, and then you woke up and then you just were so mad that reality wasn't the one that you lived in?
Yes, I had been thinking about this. Like, I remember probably 10 or 11, I had the dream of being able to fly but knowing I could control it, right? Like I used to have the dreams where, I'd have like, oh, like I made this, I figured out how to make the car fly, or I figured out, I was watching a lot of Back to the Future then, I'm an 80s kid, like I feel like the hoverboard was very prevalent in my dreams, and I felt like that was like a main character for a while, but then there was a moment when I was like 10 or 11 where I was like, hey, wait a minute, I don't need the board. I could do this myself. And you just like take off and you're just like, this is amazing, And I remember thinking, oh, great. All my dreams are going to be like that from now on. No, couldn't get back to that. It was like I unlocked the lucid dream key and then I couldn't like figure out the combination again, I started overthinking it, I guess.
Now, this movie it's obviously literally about dreams, but it's also about achieving your goals.
Yeah.
And, making the reality you want to see and you want to live in. Can you talk about how this movie explores that concept and those ideas in unique ways?
Yeah, I think that was always the sort of key to this one, and what I was drawn to, which is this expectations versus reality, right? I think we could all relate to this, conjuring this idealist idea of our life and how we want it and shape it to be, and then you're just like, wait, what? This is not turning out the way I wanted it. Yeah, this is way off from the my narrative, and how can this be, right? And so I was really drawn to that idea because I think there were, like, as hopefully a lot of people, you sort of feel these sort of ebbs and flows of life is going good, life is not going good at all, like. And then you realize, and hopefully, like, this is one of the messages that of the film and that people can take away is just like, well, those things, yes, life will sort of like ebb and flow, but you do have your relationships, you have your family to lean on. If you find those sort of anchors, that love in your life, that you can get through it all, right? Yeah, it'll sort of support you through all the craziness that life that is out of your control will throw at you, right?
Do you recall any of your favorite dreams that you would wake up from and just be so disappointed that reality stopped existing?
Yes, flying dreams. I used to love flying dreams where you run really fast and then you try and kick your legs up. For me, it was like I had to kick them up backwards and I had to kind of keep moving, almost like swimming butterfly. And if I didn't keep that movement, my legs would come down again and I'd be walking. So sometimes they'd touch down again, I had to run some more and kick them up. And then once I took flight, I would soar higher and higher. But I wasn't going over mountainous hills and things and oceans. I was usually flying through something really suburban. And I don't know why, but it was great fun. It was really fun. I was just on a street, like going past shops and a bank and, a drugstore.
My next question, the movie is centered on the idea of chasing not only literal dreams, but also simply fighting for that reality that you want to see realized. Can you talk about how you feel the film explores all of that in a unique way?
Yes, the film explores family in a really beautiful, unique, and very grounded way. I love that the parents used to have a rock band and they're going through stuff and the marriage is kind of in question. I don't want to do spoilers, but the kids get wind of this, they start to feel this, especially the daughter, Stevie, who's 12. She feels it more than Elliot, but they're worried. They're worried about what's happening. So into their dreams they go and they're trying to work out their journey and they meet the Sandman and they meet Baloney Tony, of course, is along for the ride and he's joyful and familiar. And then they meet Nightmara and she kind of scares them into kind of wake up to reality, face your fears, but at the same time, she's kind of supportive and a guiding sort of almost mentor for reality. And she's fighting against the Sandman, and you can feel that the Sandman and Nightmara have some kind of history, which was really fun.
It sounds like you're the real good guy of the story.
Nightmara, the star of the sequel and the prequel. Yeah, who knows? Look, she's hardly in it, but she's talked about and then she appears. And it's a delicious character. It was so much fun voicing her.
Can you guys remember any dreams that you've had that they were so good and you woke up and you were just so bummed that wasn't the reality you were living in?
I mean, very simple archetype of dream is it's in my dream it's the weekend, and then I wake up and it's actually the weekday.
That's trouble. Now, for me, it's definitely being a rock star, and being able to play a guitar, which I've had that dream many, many times, And usually it can turn into a nightmare, most commonly where you can't remember how to play, but not for me. I absolutely tear it up in my dreams. It's the weirdest thing. And
I'm sure you still do.
No, I don't. I wake up and it's incredibly disappointing. So.
This movie's all about dreams, obviously, but it's also about like chasing your dreams and making it a reality that you want to live in. Can you talk about how this movie explores that concept of, achieving your goals in a unique way?
I mean, I think it challenges it, right? It asks you, if you could get your wildest dreams to come true, what might be the repercussions of that, or the unintended consequences, right? And it challenges that perfect is always the right answer, and I love that.
Yeah, I would just add that, there is this pressure, especially on kids now, that, life is perfect and has to be perfect, and that perfection equals happiness, which is obviously not the case. Life is very imperfect, it's very messy, and there'll be injustices and failures and mistakes and bad luck, but I really believe in that power of love is what gives you strength to persevere.
Last question. Well, this one's for you, because I know you're attached to Oh, the Places We'll Go.
Yeah.
What can you tease about what that movie will become, and where are we at in production? What's that process like right now?
It's very early on, but I gotta say, it is so joyful. And, when you have Pasek and Paul EGOT-winning songwriters, you have John M. Chu and Jill Colton, our directors, J.J. Abrams, who's producing with me. It's just, and already we've obviously announced Ariana Grande and Josh Gad are our leads. But stay tuned, some big announcements coming. It's going to be fantastic. Yeah.
It's 2028, right? You think we'll still make that year?
Yeah, I do. I have to.
My life depends on it.
Yes, exactly.
Well, thank you guys both, and I look forward to seeing the film.
Thank you.
Thank you.